Everyone knows, I guess, that the main objective of the AP is actually to fractionize the Malays. I mean, that's what they have been doing since then, you know, I mean, since time of years ago, right? But let me get this straight, I mean, Tunku, after the announcement of Tun Mahathir, I mean, he announced he is promoting unity among all the Malays, but he himself created Bersatu, who basically fraction of another party of Malay. So what do you think is the only way for us to unite the Malays?
Well, obviously, I think because Malays were divided,
True.
we became very weak to the extent that you know, now we are more or less, yes, a second-class political party.
True.
Yes. So this is why it's very important for Malays to be united. That should be at the top of our agenda. And so it is, for me especially, very encouraging to see for the first time that the Malays have realized that if they are not united, the Malay race could well disappear. So now we have PAS, we have UMNO,
True.
and all the other Malay parties, if they could all come together, I think we have to reclaim our birthright.
True.
I'm not saying that we should discriminate against the other people, the other races, but you know, in a society where the Malays are at the bottom of the ladder,
True.
and the Chinese are up there, etc., Malaysia will never be a peaceful country.
True that.
That is why the new economic policy was initiated by Tun Razak, etc. But the problem with the economic policy was that it was hijacked. It was taken over, not by the Malays who needed help, but by Malays who didn't need help, but who, you know, got very greedy.
Right.
Yeah. So Malays, I think, have now realized that the future is in their hands and that they have got to do something or miss the boat, as it were.
True that, Tunku. Tunku, I would like to ask you on the things that is happening now in our country. Many issues that have been related to racial issues. I mean, if I can just touch a bit of the issues being circulated around is, for example, Adib, Arwah Adib, the Jawi issues, the policies that have been claimed to be oppressing all the Malays and stuff, you know. But from your point of view, Tunku, do you think the AP is the one who should be blamed on what is happening in our country now, especially on these racial issues, news going around our country?
I would say yes. The AP's ultimate aim, in fact, is to remove as much of our power as possible. We were able, you know, to rule this country for more than 60 years because we had the political power and UMNO was strong. Yeah. But as I said, we've got to remain united. Sure. Otherwise, we will be marginalized in our own country.
Sure. Tunku, while we are discussing this very interesting topic tonight, we also have our viewers watching us, hearing the information that have been shared by you along this, I guess, more than 30 minutes now. So I would like to read one of the comments that have been given by our followers. I think this question have been answered by you just now, but perhaps more elaboration and more information can be given to our followers with the name of Norihan Darus. She asked Tunku, is it true that the AP is the power behind the scenes, which is why Mahathir seems so helpless? For example, he can't even change non-performing ministers, especially Lim Guan Eng, who is also a DAP member.
Well, I think, thank you very much for this question. Yes. I think you're spot on. This is exactly the situation. And, well, I think, any person who is observant can see that the direction is not coming from Dr. Mahathir.
True.
Dr. Mahathir is a prisoner, yes, of the arrangements that he had made with the AP to stay in power. As we said earlier, without the AP, Mahathir is not going to be there.
True. Tunku, this year, we are now celebrating our 62nd independence. I mean, from your point of view, Tunku, are we really merdeka now? After 62 years of merdeka, now in 2019, are we really merdeka from issues, from racial issues, from political issues and stuff? What's your comment on that?
Well, you cannot expect, in fact, a country like Malaysia, with all the different ethnic groups, to be free entirely of racial and religious issues.
Agreed. Yes.
If we were a homogeneous society, like Japan, for example, where everyone is Japanese.
True.
Yeah. Or in China, where everyone is Chinese, I think it would be quite easy, to bring about some conformity. Everyone conforms because we are all the same.
True.
But Malaysia is a very complex society. So anyone who thinks that, they can just come in and run the country,
they have to think about it.
Yes, and we have seen, they can't.
True.
They can't. 1.5 years, they are still running around like headless chickens, not knowing where they're going, not knowing whether they're coming or whether they're going.
True.
Yeah. So I think no one who is honest can say that the Malays have done a bad job. Over 62 years, we've kept this country going. And not just going, but progressing. They may not agree, because as far as they are concerned, it's Singapore. Now don't compare Singapore, which is a city-state, with a country as complex as Malaysia. To govern Malaysia, you need a lot of experience, a lot of skill. Politically, it is a balancing act. How do you balance the different demands of the different ethnic groups? You can't compare us with any country. we are different.
Sure.
Yeah, we are different, and Malaysia has to be governed differently. So this is why it is necessary, because we are the majority people of this country.
True that. I truly agree with you, yes.
Right? If we are not careful, we would go back to the situation in the 40s,
True.
when we were a minority race. We were like guests in our own home.
True.
Yeah, because, you know, the British had conspired with the Chinese, yeah, to create the Malayan Union and to give equal rights, citizenship, etc., without even consulting our sultans.
True.
Yeah. Now that situation could come about again if we are not careful. If we are divided, if Malays cannot get together, if Malays cannot think about their future, then of course I think we deserve, you know, what we are going to get.
True. Tunku, it is very, very, very much honor. It is an honor for me to have you on the stage sharing your experience, the things that you shared with me and also our viewers at home now is pretty much knowledgeable and also useful for us, especially for the Malays. I didn't realize that it has been almost an hour for us discussing on the topic that is very interesting, Tunku. Perhaps one question, Tunku, I would like to give you a space to say out loud your hope and also your advice, especially towards the Malay people out there. Please, Tunku.
Yeah. My earnest hope is that the Malays would put aside their differences, their political differences, and their I won't say religious differences, because we are all Muslim, but the different shades of Islam, those I think should be set aside for the time being. Yeah. Because the most important agenda is Malay Muslim unity.
True.
If we can achieve that, we can reclaim our birthright. We're not going to take what is not ours. We just want to make sure that what we have will not be taken away from us. Malays, particularly our rural, what they call Malays. Yeah. They are the people who have kept UMNO going for all these years, put UMNO in power. And I think UMNO must always remember that their duty is to make sure that our people in the villages, in the smaller towns of this country, are given equal opportunities. In other words, whatever you do in the cities that benefit not Malays so much, but the others, develop rural areas, provide opportunities of employment and so on. So I think that is important. So that is really my hope.
All right.
To see this happen, that we reclaim, as I said, we reclaim our birthright.
Tunku Abdul Aziz, Tunku Ibrahim, thank you so much. I must say, as an anak muda now, Tunku, I had a good bump hearing to all your advices, all the things that you've shared with us today. Definitely, inshallah, Tunku, we will call you again next time for a second series for you to be able to share with our viewers, with our followers on your experience, your stories. Not to say to oppress anyone, but of course, for the betterment of our country. Tunku, thank you so much. I guess our followers and also viewers out there also love to hear from you again soon. All right, Tunku. For me, I pray for your health and also your strength. Inshallah.
Thank you.
With your existence, Tunku, we hope that you can always fight and also say out loud the voice of the Malay and also the Islam. Thank you so much, Tunku.
Thank you.
To our followers, ladies and gentlemen, I think in about a few hours more, we are going to have our Independence Eve. So wherever you are, perhaps you are going to play fireworks, you are going to shout out Merdeka, Merdeka, Merdeka. Happy Independence Day. I hope it is not too early for us from Nothing to Hide Media to wish you all happy Independence Day. Selamat Hari Merdeka to everyone, all right? So I think, I guess, before we end up this session, Tunku, I would like to ask all our crew for us to say Merdeka, say out loud, all right? Follow me, all right? Merdeka!
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 Alhamdulillah.
And hidup Melayu!
Hidup Melayu! All right, thank you so much, Tunku. All the best. We hope you in a good condition and also health. All right? To our friends out there, again, happy Independence Day. Hope you all well, and may the force be with us, and may the peace always be with us as a Malaysian. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon you guys.